What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. It's a little different from what you guys have seen in the previous few videos, but it's a very interesting one. This is a topic of conversation that has come up so many times on Instagram, so I figured I might as well do a YouTube video about it. I have my best friend Jenna here.
So I've known Val for 24 years, since 96 to be exact.
Hashtag 1996.
We've basically grown up together. So I know a lot about her. She knows a lot about me. But I feel like you might not know everything about me. Maybe when it comes to relationships, I don't know. No?
I feel like same though. I feel like we know a lot about each other, but when it comes to this stuff, like maybe not so much.
Like I feel like I know a lot about you and your relationships. And I feel like you know me. But maybe not. I guess we'll find out.
I think I'm gonna disagree. I feel like it's the other way around.
You know a lot about me.
I think deeply. Like I know a lot compared to what you know.
You know what? Like sometimes I would have to be like, hey Val, did this ever happen? Do you remember this happening? What year did this happen? When did this happen?
No, I'm the one that will remember that.
Exactly. So today we're here to shoot the shits.
She's been dying to say that.
We kind of like, she kind of feeled me out a little bit on the whole YouTube thing because it's not really me to get in front of a camera. But hey, here I am with a glass of wine.
And yeah, cheers to that, baby.
Cheers to that. So yeah, we're here to shoot the shit, whatever the F that means.
We got a bunch of questions on Instagram about dating, about relationships, about before you meet the guy, when you're dating him, like family questions, literally everything from A to Z. So I figured we can go through some of the questions and just kind of see the different perspectives that Jen and I have. We've just experienced totally different types of relationships, totally different styles of dating, but still have really similar values. So I thought it would be fun to answer the same questions from two different perspectives.
Okay, I'm ready to shoot the shits.
Okay, without further ado, here we go. So the first question is, what is your opinion on today's dating culture? I feel like this is a good one for you also because you're not in today's dating culture. So like, what do you think about it?
Honestly, this is a kind of tough one to answer because I feel like for the past 4 years I've been in a relationship and I recently got married. So I don't know. I never really was on dating apps. I feel like obviously dating apps play a huge part in today's culture, especially during quarantine.
I've been on them. I'm not on them anymore. And I honestly go through phases where like I'm on them and then like I'm bored and I delete them. I'm all about the idea behind it of like meeting someone, seeing if you have common interests, and then like trying it out and going on the date. It's just like has not been successful for me. But I know so many people that are in relationships from dating.
I know a lot of people who actually ended up in very serious relationships from dating apps. So it's obviously something that, you know, works.
So people are always asking, like, if I don't meet him on a dating app, like, where am I supposed to meet him? Like, how do you meet guys like out in the wild? Like, you know, it's like a jungle out there now.
For me, I would say like go out, like go to a bar, like go out with your friends. Like, you know, there's people to meet. I don't know. I've seen you out at a bar before and I've seen you talking to guys at a bar. So I have a question for you. How many times have you been out and actually met someone at the bar that like there was maybe potential?
Twice. It's just like, it's hard. You need to like vet them. You can't do that in one night. You can't do that in like a couple hours at a bar, at a club, or at a restaurant or whatever it is. It's like you need to start like dating them and dating them. It was a fun connection because like maybe we were like a bit buzzed. Maybe we were in the vibe of like whatever the environment was. Okay. I personally think the best way to meet guys now is to be set up.
You know why? Because if you're getting set up with someone, it's because that person who's setting you up knows that person and sees that there could be a spark between you two. So it's not a rando, somebody that could potentially work. And if it's your friend who's trying to set you up with that person, you obviously trust your friend.
So on the topic of dating apps, this is a big question. Let's say you match with a guy on a dating app and you're super excited about him, but he doesn't message you first. Do you message him?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying shoot your shot.
Yeah, literally you have nothing to lose. Yeah. Honestly, it's my new motto in life. It's been that since I moved to Miami. I have nothing to lose. What are you going to lose? Okay, so he doesn't answer you.
I totally agree.
I would just go for it.
How long do we text after matching until we go on a first date?
I don't know. For me, I feel like good conversation is everything. So if you're having a really, really good conversation with the person and it's going on for a really long time, then obviously there's something there.
Right, but after that good conversation, you got to take it to the next step, which is like in person on a date. And it's like, how long do you wait until that first date, you know?
I guess you kind of hope the guy asks you on a date. If not, if you're really feeling it, maybe the guy's shy. Maybe he's waiting on you.
Yeah, you can shoot your shot. I mean, I personally wouldn't.
I mean, same. But what do you got to lose? It would be cool if people answered in the comments below. No. But it would be cool. I'm actually curious to know what other people would say. So the
Yeah,
comments.
let us know in the comments. How long after matching do you go on the first date? And would you ask him out first if he didn't ask you? So if he doesn't text me every day, does that mean he's not interested?
It's either he's not interested, but if he's still messaging you every couple days, that means there's obviously something there. What do you think?
Someone who texts you sporadically, like every couple days or like once a week, is like, it's not enough effort to say that they're pursuing you for a relationship. It's kind of like, oh, like you're cute, our conversations are fun, but like I don't really care to like get to know you in that kind of way. If you're speaking once a week, how long is your conversation that you're like getting into like really important stuff, you know?
I think if the person is messaging you every day, clearly he's into you. Messaging you every day, I think there's something there if he's still messaging you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I
Just
don't know.
if he's serious. That's the only thing I would like take a step back from is like, is how serious is he for a committed relationship? If like the communication, I won't say every day, but it's not like consistent.
I think, in my opinion, if he isn't trying to talk to you as much as he can, then he's probably not that interested.
Now you have like the talking stage, then you have like, okay, like we're the exclusive stage. So like this is like when you're dating, but like not dating other people. And then you have like the, oh, you're my girlfriend now. So like,
I have a question for you. You should be the person to claim the exclusivity. Do you wait for the guy to say we're exclusive, or do you?
I'm just traditional. So I would feel better if like the guy initiated it. You?
Same.
But I feel like you've initiated some like, you're my boyfriend, that's it.
Maybe, maybe not. We'll never know.
A lot of questions about first dates. So what do you expect on a first date, and should you kiss on the first date?
You know, I think if you're going on a first date, there's obviously been a little bit of a lead up before it. Obviously, you have to be talking a little bit before. So I think if there was good conversation and then you end up going for dinner and the guy is treating you right and you're having a really good conversation and it's going really well, and you can tell in that moment that there could potentially be a future, then if he goes in for it, I mean, obviously you don't push back. But I don't know. I guess it's a kind of situation by situation. I think it's better to wait it out a little bit. But then again, I don't know. It really all depends on the situation.
I feel like there's no right or wrong answer. It's really having to feel out the guy, feel out the vibe, what to expect on a first date. The guy should be trying to impress you. And if you don't feel like he's putting in the effort, then he probably will never put in the effort. That's just truth. Because like,
you've obviously been on a first date before, right? Yeah. Okay, so what do you expect from a first date? Like, is it, the old school, let me open the door for you,
I'm not super particular about what I need on a first date. It's more like, is the conversation like flowing? Like, are we laughing? Like, if you're not making me laugh, like chances are it's not going to work out between us. I won't judge it based off of just that, but like that's what I expect, quote unquote, for a first date. Do you believe in the guy's 3-day rule? So that's like I don't know if you ever heard about this. It's like basically guys have this like unspoken rule. It's like
out of it for so long.
yeah, literally. It's like this unspoken rule that guys are not supposed to text the girl until 3 days after the date to like kind of like make the girl like nervous or like have her like chase him or like, to not look needy.
I think if I went on a date with someone and they didn't text me at least to make sure I got home safe, I think it's
I'm 100% with you on that one. Like the night of, like a thank you for coming, thanks for like I'm okay, or something.
Yeah, like if you're gonna Uber home from the restaurant, like at least, I don't know, Ubers freak me out. So I don't know, like it would be nice to know that the person cares.
If he dropped you off at home, for example, the next day, like, still shoot me a text to say like, I had a
Yeah. I think it really says something though if the person texts you the night of, like, hey, would love to see you again, or hey, tonight was fun.
Sometimes he doesn't text me, but I really want to talk to him. Should I post a selfie? Yeah, I mean, like, it depends on the guy though. Like, sometimes I just don't want the conversation to be about how cute I look in a pic.
Even if the person doesn't respond to your story or your post or whatever it is, he's looking at it. I don't see why not.
But I feel like it's also more fun to like disappear and have him wonder on his own, like, oh, where is she? Like, why haven't I heard from her or whatever? Rather than like posting a selfie. So like he knows you're alive, he knows you're doing good, he knows you look good. So like he doesn't really need to check in.
Yeah. And then they wonder, what happened to her? Is she alive? Is she dating somebody else?
Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, okay, I gotta get my stuff together here. How do you tell the guy you're casually seeing that you want to be in a committed relationship?
Seeing each other casually, seriously, whatever is going on longer than I would say 3 months, or I don't know, if you're seeing the person often and clearly nobody else is involved, then I would say, I don't know, clearly that person feels the same way about you, then I don't know, maybe I would bring it up. I personally would wait until the other person brings it up.
I feel like you wouldn't. I feel like you definitely would not. You are like the least patient person I know, and like
my problem. Like, I like to know, like, if it's not gonna be me, then let me know so I can, woo, thank you next.
I feel like if I'm seeing a guy like more seriously, like casually but exclusively for like a certain amount of time, I'm gonna be like, okay, like you're either in this or not.
If you're gonna get into a serious relationship, you know that the other person feels the same way.
Yeah, exactly. So like it shouldn't be like a
Right.
question mark by
That's
then.
something that should kind of happen naturally. I feel like if it doesn't happen naturally on its own in some sort of way, then
You still want to have that conversation so that it's like we've defined the relationship, and so like now you are my boyfriend.
no, yeah, obviously you want to solidify that. I mean, if you feel like it's strong enough, then listen.
Okay, in a relationship. So this is like now he's your boyfriend. Okay, would you or have you ever gone through your man's phone?
Nope.
Never.
I've never gone through his phone.
I thought for sure you would have.
I just feel like if you can't 100% trust the person, you should not be in a relationship with
I'm
them.
with you 1,000,000%.
If my husband's phone is sitting literally right beside me, I'll never go through it. Why would I? If you can't trust the person and you have a reason to go through their phone, then obviously something's off.
No, I totally agree. There's so much that you share with your partner already that if you don't feel that you know enough and that you have to go and invade their privacy to find out whatever it is that you're looking for, like it's time to reassess or reevaluate like what's going
But
on.
do you think that's a conversation that you should have with them? Like, oh, we're not gonna, you don't know my password, I don't know your password type thing, or it's something that just
Like I feel personally like it's just like a common sense, like we don't go through each other's things.
if your husband was going or your boyfriend or your whatever was going through your phone, then you have to sit at the table and have a conversation about it and be
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah,
why don't you trust me?
yeah. If it happens, you definitely need to have a conversation about it and like see like where the issue is. But I'm saying if it doesn't happen, it's like I don't think that we need to tell each other like, hey, like now that we're boyfriend girlfriend, like we're just not gonna go through each other's phones, you know? I feel like it's just like understood that that's not something that we do.
Hypothetically speaking, let's say
Okay.
you did go through your significant other's phone and you
Let's say
found,
I did.
yeah, let's say, and you found something. What do you do in that case?
Oof, oof, that's a hard question.
Do you sit down at the table and you discuss it, or
Yeah, like if I found something that I shouldn't have found, then I shouldn't have done what I did, but I did, and this is what I found, and now we're going to talk about both those things. I would take responsibility for like invading his privacy, but then like I would expect him to take responsibility for whatever it is that I found, and like whether or not that makes or breaks the relationship. The trust is definitely broken there. I don't know how healthy that relationship would be. I don't think I would ever. That's why I also would never do that. I think it's hard to build trust after you break it. So you?
yeah, I'd have a conversation about it and be like, exactly what you said. Hey, I did this for whatever reason. My gut feeling was telling me to do that. I did this, and this is what I found. What the f is this about?
How to make a long distance relationship work?
Well, given that I was in a long distance relationship for a year, I would say FaceTime is key. We would literally wake up together, go to sleep together. We would literally go on drives. We would just everything I did, he was kind of a part of just because FaceTime is so easy and so convenient. Just like little things to make you excited and look forward to being with the person again.
It's so important in long distance to have like a plan of like when we're going to see each other next. But I totally agree also with like the FaceTime and stuff like that. Like that's key.
Yeah, FaceTime obviously was everything.
Yeah. So definitely FaceTime, planned visits. Like they're like, I just think like it's all about like having that open communication. If you
And
can-
trust in a long distance relationship is everything. Like when you really, really trust a person, you don't think twice about anything. Like we're both partiers. And you know he would go out and like he would party and like I would still go out and live my life and like I would go out with my friends and like you know I would text him always throughout the night and then I would get home and he'd be like I'm so glad you had such a fun night, like trust
Yeah.
is everything. Like
I remember you used to like FaceTime him at like 4 o'clock in the morning with your chicken nuggets in your room.
trust is everything, and honestly when you find your best friend in a male, it just somehow works.
This is a really good question. Do you discuss relationship problems with your friends?
Ooh, this is a tough one. Yes and no. I think if something very serious is going on that friends should know about, then yes. But at the same time, if it's a petty little fight that you blew out of proportion, like I tend to do, then you should probably keep it to yourself only because your friends know your significant other one way. And when you start feeding them information about things that happen that you might have blown out of proportion in your head, which tends to happen to all of us, your friends are going to feel a type of way.
I think relationships are private. Like I think that anything that happens in a relationship like is just between those two people for the same reason as you. Like on one level, I don't want my friends' opinions of my significant other to change based off of an isolated situation that they're obviously only hearing one side of.
There's always two sides to every story, and the other side tends to be right most of the time.
Maybe in your relationship, not in mine.
Yeah, I tend to blow things out of proportion a little bit. Look at my cheeks, they're so red.
I feel like my eyes are like closing. Okay, so the last question is advice for people going into new relationships. So, I mean, for me, I feel like it's just take things slow for sure, but also like set the expectations to what you want them to be. Don't settle early on in the relationship because you're just setting yourself up for disaster. I think keep an open line of communication always about like, what needs you need to be met and how you're feeling and like, if things are going wrong, like where they're going wrong so that you give yourself the opportunity to like make it work.
Communication and compromising. Keep in mind, you're two completely different people, and to make something work, you obviously need a compromise. Let's meet in the middle, and making sure the other person is always happy and making sure you're happy. That's another big thing in relationships is making sure that both of you are happy and not putting somebody else's happiness first. I think you're a team.
I like that. I think that's good advice.
But that's for marriage.
I think that's for everything. Like you are a team.
Be with your best friend. Like be with somebody who you can talk to, who makes you laugh, who has fun with you, who
makes you want to be a better person.
Makes you want to get wasted all the time. I think I finished this.
Cheers to that. Whoa, you're done. All right, guys. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Leave us a comment for any other videos that you would like to see related to dating, relationships, the whole shebang. I'm going to leave Jenna's socials in the description also. And yeah, thanks for watching. Besos.